Welcome to Not a Great Whisperer podcast. This is your host, Katie Ray. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers Katarina, this bitch Kat, who is back from her COVID quarantine to join us today to talk about dating. Dating just in general with her generation, as well as COVID dating. It's a little bit more intense. Welcome to Not a Great Whisperer for your probably like fifth time. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to remind people not to have your kids listen to this episode because we're going to say some things that are just super annoying to have to explain them to them. So again, we're at BK and Creative in Ybor City. The rain and the roosters are out. Kat got caught in the rain getting to the studio. It was wonderful, but she's here. She made it. She's talking about a super hot topic right now.
Yes.
Swipe left, swipe right. Will you on this episode? We don't know. We don't know. So I had a few questions. I had a few topics I wanted to talk about today. One was like, because I have friends that are younger than me, older than me, single, married, not whatever the fuck they want to be. But for right now, your generation, because you're 10 years younger than me, what the fuck is dating life like right now?
Thank you so much for having me, Katie. Actually, dating right now is a lot like the first part of your question. What the fuck? That's truly what dating is. It's what it's become. I think for a lot of people, definitely the past year and a half has been super interesting with COVID and I don't know what everybody's preferences was over the year and a half long break, but for a lot of us, it was a very dry season.
Yeah, dry season. Very, very nice. What? Okay, so what is what is your picture of what love is right now? Like, what is love?
Oh.
I'm not going to sing the song, What is Love? But I want to know, 10 years younger than me, for me, it was those stupid fucking movies. Like you run up to each other and you just like find the one. That shit don't happen, first of all. Married 10 years, like that shit don't happen.
No.
But like what is it? Like what's your vision in your head?
Right. Well, okay. So I am 26 now and I'm going to be 27 in September. So a very short time from now. Right now, love is literally a category on Netflix. That's like what love is really to this generation. But I think millennials, like we're getting older and we're truly discovering, like a lot of people do in their like late 20s, that love is really not what you thought it was. Obviously, a lot of people realize that, but I think more so like you lose that illusion that you need to be like infatuated with the person that you're with or that you're going to end up spending the rest of your life with, because you start realizing that, morals and core values are much more important because you're going to have to spend the rest of your life with this person and they might vote for somebody with the last name Trump.
Oh my God.
That's going to come up and you're either on one side of the fence or you're on the other side of the fence. No hate to either parties, but you got to agree on some things. And
I mean, I feel you. And you're super intelligent and smart. So intellectual, like when you're looking to date someone, like how hard is that for you? Do you feel like you've dumbed yourself down sometimes?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're like, oh my God, what?
Yeah, for sure. All the time. Mansplaining is really a thing. All the time people try to explain things to me, whether it's about something that I've like specialized in, whether it's something that I work in, whether it's something that I've been educated in. So a lot of times you just have to kind of like tuck away your own ego too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
because you don't know the pool of people that people interact with. So you just kind of like go with the flow. But I think that a lot of that is just kind of avoiding people who don't match your energy, don't match your vibes, That's really all.
I have fun talking with Kat about this because we're talking heterosexual dating right now. Yes. Kat is swiping left and right for males. But we support any type of dating.
Yeah,
just be good people. But this is fun for me because I'm like the old lady she's talking to about her dating life. But at the same time, I'm like, what if I ever had to start dating? You know, like, what do I have? Talk to me about what you're doing. Her favorite app, who we're not sponsored by, but hopefully one day will be, is Bumble.
Yeah,
right?
I like Bumble.
Because you're able to kind of control it.
Yeah.
Because she's gotten unnecessary dick pics.
Well, not just unnecessary dick pics, but like people will just comment anything on your profile, whether it's like wildly inappropriate.
Don't mind the thunder. We're just taking tornadoes coming to get us inside.
Whether it's just like something really inappropriate that they're saying to you, or whether it's something just like hurtful.
People are mean?
Yeah, sometimes people are
Is that
mean.
how they try to get a date?
I don't know. It just you know, it depends. Like, especially if they like message you and you don't like reciprocate, and then they're like, oh, like, you know, like freak out.
Oh my God.
You know,
what the fuck? Oh yeah, of course it happens. We have angry fucking people out there. And I want people to be clear. You don't have a type.
That's also
like 100%. Like,
that's also very true.
You're leaving it open for just smart, intelligent humans.
Yeah. I mean, that's also like, girl, I'm getting older, so the bar is just getting lower and lower.
And love is just a category on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I'm, you know, as long as the bar isn't underground, I'm fine.
Okay, I mean, awesome. Dora, we'll tell our listeners where to find you later. But what do you think? Okay, so because I think you come from a lot of experience just in general from cultures, generations, things like that. Because you come from a country that has some kind of archaic views, like we still do too, this country. But like, as in like, get married, have babies, do this, do that. Yeah. How have you been able to pry that out of your head? Because does it creep in? It's got to creep in sometimes. Like, I'm swiping. I need to find the.
Yeah, for sure. It feels sometimes like very shallow because you're almost like picking a mate. I don't know. Do
you want us to arrange your marriage?
Sometimes, honestly, I get really tired and I think about going to like a matchmaker, like a millionaire matchmaker, though. No,
don't tell our idea.
Okay, fine,
don't you tell the world.
It's fine.
But I think it's a great idea. I think you should go to matchmaker. I will be your matchmaker. We will take a poll after this episode.
Yeah.
And see what kind of responses we get.
Yeah. No,
I don't want unsolicited dick pics though. Like, how do you stop those?
I honestly, I haven't really gotten a lot of unsolicited dick pics.
Oh, you've asked for them. Oh, okay. This took a turn for the worst.
No. Like, obviously, if you're like exchanging photos, it's one thing. But like, I feel like I've been pretty clear, and so people just do not send dick pics because.
Oh, I get you. You don't receive these ridiculous things because you're not really.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think like Gen Z and millennials are like starting to get it. I think it might be like.
Oh, my generation.
Might be like like an elder millennial.
Elders. We're the elders. I forget. I'm sorry. I get very thrown off. Tell me. Okay, so the generation under you right now who like contours and like all these things. Yeah. You're kind of in that dating scene too, because isn't there like a whole dating scene? So do you get younger younger adults?
Yeah. So like
looking for a mama.
So some of these dating apps have like an age range or whatever, and then you can also augment it up to like a year or two.
Oh, okay.
Just to like kind of leave the door open or whatever. So I think like the youngest I'll date right now is maybe like 25, just because I feel like something happens at 25, you just like fall off of a cliff, you know? So I'm like, yeah, give me those people because we're already at the bottom of the basin together.
24 is like almost there, but they're not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the age too? So you go 25 to.
I think I'm comfortable saying that I'll date somebody like 10 years older than me. But,
me.
But outside of 10 years, I think it's just creeping into like a little bit too different of a generation. And
at your age now. Because like if
Yeah,
you're
different-
40, 50, totally different.
Yeah, just
I
different
feel you.
expectations. I feel like I'm creeping into like my mom's generation,
Mm-hmm.
and she's very much so like of a more conservative generation, and
Feel ya.
I just don't think that
This
like
is what you do. It's what society says, blah.
yeah, I
feel
just
ya.
the thing is, and I've spoken
Open
about,
minds.
I've spoken about this before. I just think like if there's a large age gap between us, and there's obviously an expectation gap between us, there better be a pay gap between us. But I just don't feel like that's happening. I feel like we're making more money.
There should be a pay.
We're making more money. If we're making the same amount of money, then we should share this, chores and everything. We should share all of our responsibilities.
100%.
You know,
fucking chores need to be shared. I feel you. It's hard. I get you. It's just the mindset. Like we're a lot more like the education now of just equality and things like that, and people fighting for things that everybody should be receiving. It's just like different from like when you're older and you've like already gone through it or a struggle. It's like, do I have to really put my fight into this?
yeah, I just think like I would never want like I love my parents, but I would just never want to like emulate their marriage. I would never want like my father, like bless his heart, love him. He's like a provider, love him to death, but he like literally doesn't know his own social security number. Like she pays like all the bills. She makes like a very good amount of money, and it's just she does all the housekeeping. It just doesn't sound like
yeah, like when you see, that's not it. That's definitely not it.
I'm at the point where I'm like, in order to date, you have to make it more advantageous for me than what I have alone.
Exactly. And yes, it has to be fun. It has to be like leveling each other up. It has to be at the point of just like better together, not like I need you to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that. No, I totally feel that. And I think you're on the right track. It's just
I think a lot of people will listen to this and be like, well, we know why you're single though.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong. But you like to travel.
I do. I love to travel. I travel a shit ton outside of COVID, and right now we're in that gray phase of we're kind of outside, inside COVID. I don't know where we are.
Nobody does.
But I do travel very, very often. It's actually funny. I found a video the other day that kind of summed up my experience, where it was a young individual who said that he immigrated from Indonesia to Germany to make more money in order to be able to vacation in Bali. And I really that resonated with me, because I immigrated from Europe to America to make more money to vacation in Europe. So am I dumb?
You're like, wait, what did I do? Like, why am I going back there?
Yeah.
That I think it's great. You know how beautiful the country is? You're just going back to check it out. I feel you. I think it's great. And I think what are some of the like greatest things on profiles you've seen
Oh my God.
that like you just want to shout out because it's great?
I recently I met a friend who said he wants to like compile a book of just like the most ridiculous profiles, because I feel like
Like the quotes or like just in general?
Just in general, just like quotes, photos, everything that's on the profile. Because Florida, come on, like, oh my God, we're literally that dating pool, It's just like you could literally find the love of your life, but you could also find a psycho, So I think a dating book of just like insane profiles would be great, because I'm guilty of sometimes screenshotting a profile that I think is really funny and sending it to people. I think I've even sent some to you.
And I appreciate them.
But it's just like, is this
We should compile
really...
it. Is it really happening? Like, is this what I just got into? No, I feel you. Sometimes, have you ever been catfished? Like you go out and that's not the person that you...
I've never gone... I don't really like go as far as like meeting the people without actually like FaceTiming and like
which is so
phone
smart.
calls and stuff like that. I never like go to people's houses, which COVID
Actually, that's a great tip for people. FaceTime the people first. When you said you did that, I was like, you're so super fucking smart.
I mean, yeah, of course. You gotta like...
I would never have thought of that. I was like, sure, that alley, I'll meet you there.
Yeah, of course. No, honestly, a lot of people, and everybody's like dating preferences are different, so I'm not trying to like judge anybody.
No, but I think it's a good safety fucking tip.
During COVID, a lot of guys were like, yeah, come to my house, because nothing was open, obviously. And I'm like, I haven't even
know where you live. But what's crazy is Kat and I used to go into random houses to do solar estimates.
Oh my God.
So the fact that we've done that.
Which is why probably I don't do that.
Yeah, I think 100% that's why you don't do that. And that's why you've thought of these other options.
Oh, yeah.
So I think safety tips are super important.
For sure.
And
for sure.
I love that. I make her pin drop me even out of country.
Public places are really great places.
She's always at a public place. You're very independent. So tell me about reactions when you like pay for your own meal.
Oh, honestly, I don't think it's like I've truly never gotten anybody who's like, no, I absolutely will pay. Every single time I've offered to pay, they've been like, oh yeah, like go ahead, you know?
Oh, of course they were. Oh my gosh, of course they were.
Some people are like, I'll even just like casually mention like, oh, I'll Venmo you. They're like, yeah, my Venmo is.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, yeah,
okay,
let's follow through. Like, you know, called my bluff. Let's go.
Called my bluff. Worst date ever. Go. Worst date off of a dating app, not just like in general out of your life.
Oh my God. Worst date.
Are there a few on your mind that you're just trying to pick the worst one?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I think you've actually heard this story.
It's okay.
I've told this story several times, but worst date ever was a date in which I did not follow protocol. So I was like picked up by
I did not follow protocol.
I was picked up by my friend outside of a shopping mall. I was like with my girlfriend. I had this lucky friend pick me up from the dating app.
Lucky friend he is.
We'd like spoken on the phone and stuff. We just hadn't like FaceTimed. And I was in Serbia at the time, but I was at the capital visiting my friend. So I ended up hanging out with this guy. He picks me up. We're supposed to go to dinner, but he picks me up in sweats. And I'm like, we're in Serbia. First of all, it's different protocol. You can't go anywhere in sweats because it's very judgmental. So you have to be like
judgy.
Yeah, you have to be like dressed up to go out. And he picks me up. We end up going to his house. We end up just like watching a movie. I end up spending the night. And he just would not take no for an answer. And I have nothing wrong with people who have like one night stands.
Whatever you're feeling at the moment, right?
Like it's just a
that
vibe
wasn't your
thing.
jam. That wasn't your jam, right?
Was
there.
not going to procreate with a stranger. I'm sorry.
That wasn't in your. That was not on your agenda for the night.
It was not in the stars for us. And this guy just kept doing like really creepy things. Was completely naked, first of all, when I got into bed, and I had like flannel pajamas, like from head to toe, like long sleeve. It's winter. I had like head to toe flannel pajamas, and he's completely
naked. Just didn't give a shit.
And the entire time he's like trying to like rip my lumberjack attire off.
Which is rude because you were cold.
Right. And eventually he is just realizing like this is very frustrating. And he says to me at some point, it was like 4 a.m. or something like that. He goes, "You're lucky I don't just wait for you to fall asleep and I shove my dick in your mouth."
What creeps? Follow protocol, people.
Like, seriously, trust your gut. So I obviously got like really uncomfortable, couldn't sleep the rest of the night. So I ended up like at some point in the middle of the night going to the kitchen, taking a glass of water to drink. And as I'm like looking around in this apartment, I'm realizing there's a lot of doubles of everything. As in like there's a pair of cups on the wall that says Mr. Right and Mrs. Always Right. There's a like
super fucking weird. It's either not his house or his wife was out of town. So
there was like 2 pairs of slippers. There was like 2 stockings for Christmas. It just like got like really out of hand until I like went to the bathroom, realized that, oh, actually like someone genuinely lives here. Because there's like pads and like all these like feminine products. And it ended up, long story short, he's like the director of some department of an airport. So it just came off really like he was just dating a flight attendant who was away for the night.
Yeah. And what have you learned from that experience? Follow protocol.
Follow protocol for sure. And the worst part about it is when I woke up in the morning, he was supposed to give me a ride to the bus station because I couldn't hitch a ride back. Like there was no buses
Ubers
back to my house. So he just ended up ordering me an Uber back to my house, all the way like 45 minutes away to my house. And I'm like, we could have literally done that at any point in the night.
Yeah, like why couldn't I leave 5 hours ago?
Like, at any point.
Thank you.
I could have ordered my own Uber if I knew I could have ordered an Uber in Serbia.
Well, we've learned a lot, and Kat can laugh it off. But again, creepers. What has been your best date?
One of my best dates has been like just something like really simple, grabbing sushi, grabbing some flavored sake, going to the beach with like a blanket and literally the sushi, and just like sitting on the beach at like 8 p.m. with the moon
Love that.
in the sky and just like the water, like everything just looks amazing. Like take your ladies out to the beach at night with like a little food, a little drink. I promise you will not regret it. Like a little moonlit walk on the beach. Perfect.
Beautiful. More of those, please. So what are your tips for people dating right now? All ages.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of technology and social media and everything has inhibited us to
Filter everything?
Yeah, filter everything or be really shallow. And I just would urge everybody to like stay really open-minded when dating. People don't have to necessarily fit some sort of persona or image that you're looking for, but they do have to match your core values.
Yeah, and I think I fuck with you all the time saying you have no type. I actually like that you don't have a type.
Well, yeah, because I don't really like try
You
to...
shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't try to put anybody in any sort of box because I don't want to be put in a box.
Yeah.
I don't want people to look at me and imagine what my core values are. I want people to get to know what my core values are.
Note, Kat does not like to sit in boxes.
I'm too
noted.
tall.
I'm too tall. I'm so tall. Okay, so Bumble, shout out. We're gonna get them to sponsor us.
Yeah, for sure.
There's just also, I think men in general need to just get a little bit more education under their belt, because just like women are super like strong, like they empower each other. We empower each other. It's just like it's a different type of era.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different type. So we're here to educate you as well. Please reach out to us.
KatyRay.com.
Education. So talk a little bit about during COVID, like kind of the loneliness that came around it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Did you notice yourself having to like shut your phone off a little bit? Because like you kind of get like deep into like technology where it kind of fucks with you a little.
No, I think like as a millennial, like shutting your phone off would be like shutting out like a very large portion of your life, unfortunately. So
You're right.
no, I've not reached the point where I've like shut my phone off. But honestly, I don't. I live at like a very large portion inside of social media, but I don't really like
For laughs.
Yeah, I don't really like talk or text like to a ton of people a day. I really just talk and text to the same pool of people. I think a lot of millennials are the same way. We all have the same group chats that we hit up every day and stuff like that. But I think definitely during COVID, it was lonely for a lot of people, you know? And I think a lot of people resorted to like texting their exes, or just not even exes, but just like people you have previously been involved with.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
Ooh, like just, the loneliness of it.
Yeah.
Where you're texting those people you wouldn't.
Yeah. I feel like otherwise we wouldn't have reached out to each other.
Fuck no.
We would have just carried on with our lives otherwise. But instead we ended up maybe stirring up some old things.
And having to re-heal from them.
Yeah. But maybe a lot of people didn't do that. Maybe a lot of people...
You're stronger. I think
maybe a lot of people had more fun. I don't know. I can't speak for the whole generation, but I can speak for the dumb ones.
Got it. You're like, for the idiots. Here we are. Okay, no, I feel... Oh my gosh, I totally see that.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of people living alone and stuff like that. And I mean, I 100%. I mean, we do it when we're not in lockdown.
That's true.
Well, you know what I mean? So like,
that's true.
Lockdown was its own beast.
It was, honestly. But I'm glad that it's like semi over, or at least we have like vaccinations that we can start
going out and seeing people, humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, humans are important. Human connection.
For sure.
So okay. did we talk about the worst profile quotes? No, you didn't answer that.
Oh.
I need to hear the worst ones.
Not
Like quotes, but like
some
worst
of the worst ones have just been like the older gentlemen who are not afraid to post like ridiculous things on their profile. And I don't know if it's like because they don't have a lot of like social awareness to compare it to, because maybe a lot of people are their age are already settled and not on dating apps.
Like what is it? Like sugar daddy?
Yeah, somebody that will literally be on a dating profile looking for a sugar baby and will be say I'm looking for a sugar baby and things like this. And I'm like, they're seeking arrangement.
And so that's technically like an arranged setup. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to like each other at all. This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you're not a part of that. I don't like the word sugar baby, sugar daddy. I just don't appreciate it.
Also, no hate to anybody who is a part of that.
No, I just don't like the terms. Like, I feel the daddy and baby.
It's very questionable.
Yeah. But do a lot. Like, for me, it's like if this quote is up, like, are any of them catchy? Like,
oh no, honestly. And the other thing is like my big red flag is it's kind of like when you're at a corporate meeting. Like, imagine your dating profile is very similar to like your LinkedIn profile. You're not going to post on your LinkedIn profile, I don't like shitty bosses, right? So why would you like on your Tinder profile or your Hinge profile post, I don't like bitches? Or like, I don't like loud bitches. Or I don't like, it's like,
no, I get
who's going to swipe right on that? Like,
it's so aggressive right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like,
or listing out things like, don't swipe right unless you're going to message me.
Oh.
Like that's so demanding. Like,
no. Or like how many swipes does he get then? I would love to know his results.
I think it's like a Bumble thing, because a lot of times you're like matching with individuals and then it's on you to like message that individual, but it's also like
so they're angry telling you don't swipe on me because I need you to message me if you are.
Yeah, like only swipe on me if you're gonna message me. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes like we just gotta like get through to get to the next one, okay? And sometimes we also accidentally swipe. And I don't want to unmatch because I don't want to be a dick, What if you're going around in the middle of you telling your friends, like, I unmatch, and your friend is like, wait, she never liked you. She just unmatched you.
Oh, no, I feel that.
So I'm just going to like.
But it's like high hopes. Like they're getting, I mean, this technology is a fucking devil and awesome at the same time. Because you're like connecting with people you never would see out, but like you're also like, fuck, this is really fucking with emotions.
I also think that it helps us weed out like people very quickly, where I think the older generations didn't get the chance to do that. They'd have to like actually go out and meet this person and talk to them in order to figure out what their values are. Whereas I can look at your profile and I can see.
Why do you have to waste the time of like learning about it? Which it is super important, I think, because you don't have to like go on 4 dates and then realize this person actually.
Oh my God, yeah. Sometimes
like hates.
Sometimes people. I will literally just have things like if they post that they're a libertarian on their profile, they're done. Like you probably have no idea. And if you do have an idea, that's even scarier. If you actually know what libertarianism is and you support it, that's even scarier.
Oh my God. He said they're done. Like, no. Yes. Thank you. Wow. This is just so much education today. So I really would love to just have a video of kind of like Amy Schumer doing the swipe thing for like her assistant one time, of me doing that to yours. So that's to come. Where can we find you, Kat? Or do you not want anybody to find you?
You can find me on Instagram. My handle is Smitten Kitten _.
Oh my God, I always forget it's Smitten Kitten. This bitch is Smitten Kitten. You can find her on Not a Great Whisperer podcast for our giggle episodes of ridiculousness. But I think this is an important topic because we just got to become patient with people, and know that like you should put your values on your profile so people don't have to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Because they already know who you are. And Kat is amazing, Smitten Kitten. Thanks for joining today because it always amazes me. Our conversations always make me like laugh, but also I'm like, wow, y'all have to go through some shit right now. I mean, I am not a relationship expert, please. But I know that like, I mean, it takes a lot of work and I never was like carried under like the walkway and kissed and like everything else, like rain fell and snow and like all that. That doesn't happen, but it's fun to like put in the work, love someone, level each other up, become that person's like person, but like knowing who you are. And I think you guys have already gotten to that. So it's like educating the world that you like figure out who you are and then like hook up, connect with someone else, and then just have fun.
Yeah.
I think that's a great, I'm going to make a shirt of that if anybody wants one. But you can find Smith and Kid on Not a Great Whisper podcast, katyray.com, at The Real Cray. Would you have any words for the listeners?
Just be you. Be you. You know?
Thank you. And be best. Thank you for joining at Beacon Creative in Ybor. We're out.